Hey, JulesBlessedVegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. Well, you know, people, my word for the year was balance, and I can absolutely proclaim that I did not find any. Okay, we still have 9 days. There's hope. And I say that because it's after midnight. I just finished rebounding. I've got laundry still going. I have an alarm set. I had a crazy day from being at the dentist at 8 o'clock this morning. And like I said, it's after midnight. And no, I don't take naps. And I wanted to get in my chat for Jules Blessed Vegan. So here I am. And that balancing will have to come in time. Anyway, people, we are in the middle of a kindness challenge, a happiness challenge, all of those things. For those of you who are with us, and if you're just joining, you're right on time to spread a little kindness and become happy. So today was to get outside and pick up litter or do something kind for nature. Just get out there. I saw a great news talk where they literally had people just picking up trash for the sake of picking it up. How beautiful is that, right? Let me think about that. I always have to take care of all my animals who are all rescued, so I feel like they fall into this anyway. But still kind of finding, I'm still feeling kind of bad about my new car, in the sense that I went in with the intention of getting hybrid or electric, because I know we cannot continue to rely on fossil fuel, and it's just better for the environment. And sadly, I ended up with a gas one at the last minute. I just lost sight of my goal. But that said, California has the strictest regulations, bar none, in terms of exhaust regulations and cars and all of that. And we pay, you know, $1 more a gallon in gas just to cover all of those environmental things. So I'm okay. You know, that'll come in time. But I was just trying to think. I went down there because I felt like they weren't fair on what they charged me for my car. And I kind of pulled a Tanny Raw. And if you don't know who Tanny Raw is, she's a social media phenom on every health channel. And she has great boundaries. She's really good about getting her needs met. She returns items all the time. She asks for discounts and she gets them. She just insists on being treated appropriately. So I put on my Tanny Raw big girl shoes, and they are big because I'm only an 8.5 and I think she's a 10. And I went down there and said, you guys screwed me on the cost of my car. Okay, the window sticker said one thing and you charged me $2,600 more. And the guy was like, well, we have an addendum and it was put on the window too, and you should have seen the addendum, and we charge up to $3,000 more on cars over the MSRP, people, and $4,500 on trucks. You're lucky it wasn't a truck. And I'm like, you know what? I called Ford and reported you. And I'm about to have people out here with picket signs saying, do not come to this lot because they rob you. Well, there was nothing they could do because we'd already signed the contract and submitted it. But what they did do was they gave me full coverage maintenance for $2,605, which was literally $55 shy of what I felt they'd robbed me. And it includes 100,000 miles of oil changes, free windshield wipers, brake pads, like all the things. So I was happy for that. I mean, that's just a side note, but that was very brave, and I went all by myself and made it happen. So what does that have to do with the environment? Well, it improved my personal environment. I'll leave it at that. All right, but with that happiness challenge tomorrow is call a relative who's far away, just say hello and have a chat. Like, actually give them a couple minutes. I have a few that I can absolutely call, and I intend on calling. And a few in heaven that I will spend some quality time with in prayer, especially at this time of year. They meant so much to me when they were on the planet, and they mean so much to me still. All right, let's get on with the talk, my friends. This is for today, the Overeaters Anonymous Daily Thoughts book. And it's literally from today, December 22nd. And it's a really good one. It's on being able to find peace despite being a compulsive overeater. And you may not call it a compulsive overeater. You may be a person with disordered eating. You may be a person with food obsession. You may be a sugar addict, whatever you want to call it, whatever. But this always says the words compulsive overeater because it's Overeaters Anonymous. Bear with me on that and see what you can benefit from it. So it says, never be in a hurry. Do everything quietly and in a calm spirit. Do not lose your inward peace for anything whatsoever, even if your whole world seems upset. Commend all to God, and then lie still and be at rest in Him. And that's St. Francis de Sales. Such a beautiful idea. I think you guys have a life-size picture of me never being in a hurry and doing things in a calm, quiet spirit. Hey, goals, people, goals, okay? I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm not there yet, okay? So it goes on. Inward peace is not easily come by for a compulsive overeater. Stuffing down anxiety and fear with food gives an illusion of calm. But food as an anesthetic has the shortest lifespan of all the addictive substances. Food as an anesthetic, to anesthetize your food, has the shortest lifespan of all the addictive substances, by no means suggesting that you go for others. Okay, don't be doing that. So then it says, how then do I maintain inward peace? The same way I remain abstinent, by giving everything to God. My fears, my worries, my life. I abandon all efforts to control, to force life to conform to my will, and I rest as peacefully as an infant in its mother's arms. How beautiful is that? My favorite thing is be still and know that I am God. Whenever I realize that there's a God and I'm not Him, I am at peace. I do have freedom. It's when I'm trying to control and micromanage and do all those things by my own energy and will that things seem so incredibly out of control. So let's go back. I remain abstinent by giving everything to God, my fears, my worries, my life. I abandon all efforts to control, to force life to conform to my will, and I rest as peacefully as an infant in its mother's arms. You know, the first three, the short form of the first 3 steps of the 12 steps is that I can't, God can, and I'm going to let Him. So to surrender, I can't, God can. To believe a power greater than myself could restore me to sanity. And then allowing Him to. Turning my will and my life over to the care of God as I understand God. And again, everyone's understanding is different. But whatever you're doing isn't working, so might you get outside yourself? So then for today, the 12-step program might well be called a set of instructions for finding and keeping inward peace. And I find that to be true when I work the steps and work the program. It's just another great tool in life, people. Such a great tool. Let me do a clean read. Never be in a hurry. Do everything quietly and in a calm spirit. Do not lose your inward peace for anything whatsoever, even if your whole world seems upset. Commend all to God and then lie still and be at rest in Him. St. Francis de Sales. Inward peace is not easily come by for a compulsive overeater. Stuffing down anxiety and fear with food gives an illusion of calm, but food as an anesthetic has the shortest lifespan of all addictive substances. How then do I maintain inward peace? The same way I remain abstinent, by giving everything to God, my fears, my worries, my life. I abandon all efforts to control, to force life to conform to my will, and I rest as peacefully as an infant in its mother's arms. For today, the 12-step program might well be called a set of instructions for finding and keeping inward peace. All right, my friends, as always, like if you like, join us if you haven't, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. What do you think of this talk? Are you on board at all? Are you game with being a compulsive overeater? Are you offended by that term? Do you feel like it gives you power? Does it take your power away? I'd love to hear. And until we talk again, best of all, know that you are blessed.